everything is point and click. Like, this is a God-given shard game for her as well.
Just a question of when Boteka maybe wants to opt for the shard, and we'll see what the item build as well is going to be for the Dusa.
What's the item build going to be like? Like a Manta butterfly, like always, I guess? Is there a difference right now on a position 1 Medusa that I have missed?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I know there was, you know, some... Well, people were thinking about the Scepter at some early stage with Mjolnir build, but I don't know. I haven't been watching a lot of Medusa lately. I just know, like, the last time I was seeing it, it was kind of...
I think
either that Manta butterfly build or something
Scepter
else.
Mjolnir is very circumstantial, right? Like in very certain games are you gonna go for that, like versus illusion based heroes or something. I'm not spamming the hero right now, but usually that's the case. I feel like this is still a very, very strong carry in certain games.
Well, what is wrong with the hero currently, though? Why do you feel like we're not getting a whole lot of Medusa? Is it purely just like the drafts really don't align with a Medusa game, or she's just maybe not as strong as some other carries at the moment?
It's really just the tempo. It's really just the tempo. I think tempo, nothing more. I said she's not super slow, but she's not really fast either.
Dire aren't in too bad of a position, though, to help out, especially with the dual breath connecting them to multiple. The only problem is Boteka's losing too much mana. He does have a wand, and so he's going to be fine. And in fact, it's going to be problems that actually finds first blood.
Yeah, like one thing that these guys are lacking right now is some reliable damage. Like all of it is catch, but not a lot of damage. And especially when you're playing versus Dusa with Infernal Blade, like you're dealing, like good luck dealing damage with Infernal Blade. 1% of 200, you know, like percentage-based damage versus Medusa does not feel that great. But yeah, that's why she lived.
So you were saying about the Dusa, you just feel like the current pace of DOTA doesn't match the hero?
Yeah, pretty much. It's like what she offers and how she scales. I don't think it goes hand in hand. In some games, of course, it does. But I still think that Medusa is one of those heroes. Hey, if it's a perfect game, it's a perfect game. Like, she will carry you. But most of the time, what you want from carries is you want someone that is able to take Rush fast. You want someone that is able to take Ancients fast, Tormentor as well. Medusa has one of those three things available for her. That's only like the Ancient farming. Everything else is more or less pretty bad. I think heroes right now that we are seeing are revolved around SFTA and Ursa. Like those three carries are your main carries in the game. Everything else is a sort of an answer to those three. Right? Like, what's the next best thing, or what's the thing that can counter them? That's literally the way the position 1 is being played right now.
Sure. What about the Doom as well, in particular? This hero, I know I saw yesterday in some of the replays, I think there was actually a Doom versus Medusa. I think there was even an anti-mage in that game, top lane save.
Yeah, there was an AM.
He, I don't know, he was trying to kill Boteka, but Miero wanted to try and eat a creep, so that just meant that the Shadow Shaman was playing by himself. He does have, of course, the innate to work with, but I'm going to find him with the Jakiro.
Yeah, they're really slow, these two, but they do manage to take him down in the end. And they will most likely be able to mess with Doom now, too. He's got the double bracer, right? Secondary bracer is not flying out, but it's coming to him, so he will be able to sustain himself after. Like, just a lot of regen on Doom, even when you take the punishment. Missing some last hits on top lane as well, but overall, not too bad. Mid lane, by the way, how's that going? Void Spirit versus Puck?
Looking pretty good at the
even.
moment.
Yeah, pretty even.
Yeah, I wonder if you're happy, honestly, for Morelli, considering 1684 compared to the 14-3. Like, he's sent very, very neck and neck with GPK's Void Spirit, and we've got to keep in mind as well. I mean, GPK is a exceptional laner.
Yeah, sometimes it can, sometimes it can definitely go a bit better for Void Spirit, but so far so good for Morelli. It's getting a lot of free last hits under the tower.
Yeah, we'll see what the build as well is for Morelli in a game like this. We've been getting a little bit more BKBs on Pucks, considering some of the supports he's been going against, you know, in particular the Shamans and the Lions, but you know, then you're against the Bane and a Doom as well. So maybe you're thinking about a bit earlier the Lincolns, or we'll see what at least that one defensive item will be. Bottom, yeah, SF. Big dive just a little bit. Kataomi will instantly TP down as soon as some of the spells were used. He's going to try and use the Nightmare to set up for the Raise combo. Kiritich is lacking some mana, but it's actually not going to be a problem in the end. They've still got the damage just with some of the resources, so they'll find their first of the game on Beppu.
It was a nice idea to go for SF, because Bane did show mid. Like, he took the water room, but he also showed himself mid, so you know that SF is alone. The problem is he was a little bit too far out, too close to the base, so they couldn't super convert onto that. The silver lining, of course, is the puck going base now. Well, silver lining, I guess, another additional thing I should say that's good for that boom is because of that water room, not only do you get the kill, but you also force puck back.
They're really still going for the kill. I mean, getting a little bit of harassment into save, trying to force out some of the regen, but miss on the brambles from problems are going to cost them potential opportunity. Now, Infernal... Oh, Nightmare, actually. They've already used it. I was going to say he might be in trouble.
It's the first time I see someone trying to body block the Mars so that he spears him into the tower, but that's the power of Bane, right? Like, you get Brain Sap maxed out, you're able to just heal up all of the tower damage that goes your way. So far, so good for Mr. Kataomi. A lot of work. Puck, though.
Ooh, this on the orb might prove to be a bit of a problem. He's going to drop the coil. Nice attempt with the Nightmare to get away, but not able to break the coil and minimize some of the damage. So, pretty much a solo kill from Rally.
Yeah. They should... Never mind, they will not take top because Shakiro is there. Good couple of minutes from Yellow Submarine. Maybe they can take down Void Spirit as well. It's good gold.
He's got a big one though.
No mana on top.
They're both okay. So support's looking to try and put some emphasis on securing the rune. Unable to find that at least for the mid laners. They lost the Arcane. Nonetheless, we are going to continue to see problems playing around this top side of the map. So they're sacking Infernal a little bit, which we'll see if that's actually going to prove to be a problem as the game goes on. Speaking of Infernal, they're going to get the Nightmare set up. We'll get some TPs in. Tries to push away Kiritich at enough of a distance to miss out on the Shadow Rays, but
Wisdom.
That's a pretty good timing with the Wisdom coming up as well. So both supports from Yellow Submarine will actually have to TP down to defend this.
They cannot. There's no way they'd have this. They needed Puck. Like, he's the only one that could do something. Like, you just cannot run up to a level 6 Shadow Fiend. It's a fever dream. Impossible.
As a result, then we're going to get 2 Wisdom Rooms for the boys on Beppu. So supports are going to be very happy with the experience that they're going to be working with in a game like this. Kiritich is getting rent down, but they're kind of having to go for the target that they wouldn't ideally hope for in Kataomi. Did a good job with the Nightmare to be able to get his carry away, and they'll get the kill though, but of course, like I said, not the person you wanted.
This is just so much time. I feel like these moves from Yellow Submarine are really not working. Like, you can see, even here, they get the kill, sure, but I honestly think this is suboptimal for them so far. Losing the Wisdom Shine, support still being leveled... What? No, they are 4 now with the kills on Bane. Darkulo? If Puck gets here...
Nice Ice Puff. Very, very solid. And here we go. Morelli's going to be able to jump over the top. They'll get save. Infernal as well, wanting to try and use the arena, but Kiritic was further down to the south instead. So yeah, Morelli does finally show up.
That was so greedy, man. Like going uphill versus Dark Willow and Jakiro like that. That was some super greed from Batboom.
This is DOTA!
Yeah, it's always not the best position, not the best play.
How come that
Some of the AoE spells.
like 90% of offlaners, when I look at them, they have this Grandmaster tier Mars. Like everyone loves playing this guy. It's like Mars
Bro,
is...
Zero's fun.
Yeah, I guess. He is. I should
No?
start.
You-
He is,
No?
of course.
Mars Enjoyer?
I don't play him a lot. But he definitely... It's a Giga Chat hero for sure.
He's one of my most played. I like Mars a lot. I think he's super fun.
The problem is, like, I feel like playing Mars, I'd be too tempted to go Dezo Satanic every single game.
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with that though.
There you go. That's my play-by-player.
Bro, there's nothing wrong with that at all.
There is
Just go yeah, just go carry Mars.
Yeah. Nothing. Absolutely nothing wrong with that.
No, the hero is fun, dude. It's satisfying as well, CSing and the God's Rebuke too. I don't know. He's an enjoyable hero. See how Inferno is going to make him utilize the toolkit in a team fight like this.
Good arena.
It's a great arena. Is it going to be fourth though? They got the Requiem beforehand. So Inferno just drops instantly. And our GPK also zones away some of the other supports as well. We're starting to see some problems in regards to the levels. Like Dark Willow and Jakiro is still only level 4. You know, it's not that big. I mean, Save and Kataomi are both only level 5 as well. But there was just no extra damage to come inside the arena. I suppose also you got problems if the Requiem is going to fear you away.
Mid lane Puck has Regen going, so he should be fine. Just baiting out a Vessel Nern charge, which leaves GPK with 0 charges now. It was a good arena, but he was stuck with them in it, not they weren't stuck with him. So pretty quick kill. Bane, of course, being a big problem once again, just setting up for the Requiem. He's about to hit 6 as well very soon, and then grip plays become possible everywhere on the map. Hey, it's not so bad versus Medusa, right? Like, you are still stealing some mana away from her with the grip. As long as she doesn't have a shard, like, you can grip her.
Yeah, I'm trying to get towards the Deuce's side of the map. Looks like, unfortunately, the Morelli's positioning is going to be even better. I believe got a glimpse of Save. He was smoked up, but I don't know if Morelli was actually on the low ground or not. Regardless, Deuce is going to push herself back all the way inside the jungle. So they're currently not set up to mount a defense on the tower. Maybe even a bit more difficult mid lane. GPK is going to get a solo kill onto Problems. No Spirit Vessel this game from GPK, so just the naked, I guess you want to call it, the urn.
Yeah. Okay, the Vessel into Medusa isn't that great. Versus these other 4 heroes, it's alright. Versus Medusa, maybe not the best item to go for. So he's going for the Dispel versus Puck. I don't know, I still value the Vessel very highly. I feel like the item is really good. The Universal Hero Void Spirit, of course, benefits from it in multiple ways. Overall, I'd like to see it, but I can get why he's not going for it. Making sure that his game is playable, that he doesn't have to worry about the coil, the silences. They have a grip and an Invis Void Spirit. A kill should happen somewhere on the map. Top lane is already opened up. Medusa is too far behind the tier 2, so they gotta be a bit more creative with where they go.
Yeah, they're actually decide otherwise of trying to make something happen off the back of the Invis. We didn't see the easiest angle for them, so GPK is just going to continue to farm up inside the jungle, but we've got a 4,000 net worth lead. The probability is favoring Yellow Submarine, 52%, even with the deficit that they currently are fighting against.
It's like Medusa and Spectre, right? Like, these 2 heroes are probability champions, in Dota at least, not here on the odds. The odds, they tell a bit of a different story, but let's see. They have a lot of stacks as well, like a triple or quadruple ancient stack. Is that what I'm seeing? Triple stack, I believe. Something for Medusa to farm. SF as well down bottom, I believe he's got a stack of his own to chew through. So a lot of gold ready and available on the map for these two position ones. Kirtich going for his build from the last game, by the way, Kaya Yasha and Blink. So a little bit more of magical SF early on.
Yeah, I'm still intrigued on when you go one or the other.
I think he just values this. I truly don't think this is like a game-to-game basis. I think he just values this kind of a play more. And that's what he goes for. It could also be the Mars, right? With the arena. And the fact you also have Bane to set things up for your Requiem. The Bane, the Shadow Shaman. Like, there are reasons why to go for this build. But your tempo is more or less, I would say, the same.
Okay, so you feel like even with the different build, it doesn't particularly change the tempo that we see from the SF with some early items?
Yeah, I think the hero is pretty quick anyway. Like, he just comes online very quickly, so... They could have went on this Mars, by the way. They could have, but... they thought that because he's showing... You know why Mars is showing? Because of this smoke. Like, he's showing down bottom, and he's playing like literal god. Like, yo, guys, come, please, come kill me. And because of that, Bane and SF are not going for him. They're thinking he has support. When in fact, the support is completely on the other side of the map, hunting.
Going for a massive wraparound instead. Now, Save has had enough time to be able to respond. They're going to be able to run into the Doom, however. Stone Gaze should be able to confirm the kill onto Miero. Now, do they want to get Save as well? They're going to be cautious about the T1 tower rotations. And off the back of this, they've got the Fiend's Grip now. Onto the puck. Is it going to be anywhere to cancel this? They're just hoping that Morelli can stay alive long enough. The Yorsip, the timing from GPK will make sure there's no jaunt away. And we're starting to see some problems.
Another one.
The single target control, and now, yeah, Kataomi even gets a straggler, but the Dark Willow was sticking around for far too long, so a couple of extra kills go the way of Boom.
Yeah, he didn't use Shadow Realm to TP out, so he gets slept, gets caught during TP. And that's like 3 for 1 in the end. A pretty good response from Boom, considering how well that fight started for Yellow Submarine. They just needed to take Doom and get the hell out, because they wasted everything they had. They needed to get out after the Doom kill. It's a tier 1 tower after all, and that's where Void Spirit comes. Like, remember when you asked me about Void Spirit or Huskar, why not Huskar? Huskar couldn't respond to this kind of a play. Like, he'd be way too slow. They would get the kill and probably get away with it, but Void Spirit just jumps in quickly, eliminates one and then another on top.
Yeah, and we'll see how he itemizes this game as well as continuing from GPK to help him be able to play as aggressive as what he wants to. Do you feel like there are other defensive items that is a necessity for the Void Spirit to do his role this game?
I think he can rush Shard after this. If he, like he is rushing the Shard. Aghanim after the Shard is what I want to say. Like, does he need another defensive item? I don't think so. Like, your Yules is already good enough. Depends on how he feels, but I think Yules is... He's not even using it defensively, he's using it offensively. At least he did in that last fight.
No, T1 Tower is going to go down bottom. Kiritich able to take it easily. And then now... maybe considering about starting to bring the Shadow Fiend for him to play a little bit more active with the Blink. He can get involved, especially with some of the other control that he has and heroes to play in front. We'll see what the call is going to be from Yellow Submarine, because the Dusa, it is going to be that Manta Butterfly build for Boteko. Hasn't died just yet and is farming up very nicely. Of course, we've got to keep in mind of his matchup versus the Doom. No problems there, but it feels like everyone else is starting to fall pretty far behind.
They have Blink Arena mid. If they want to go, they could, but there's no Puck, there's no Medusa. Probably for the best that they did not.
Still waiting for the blink on the puck, unfortunately.
They're under vision.
Besides, looks like they're pretty aware that ward's a place. There we go. They're going to get their D ward. I think Radiant also scouted out the die high realm ward.
They have a sentry on. They had a sentry on it, right? Yeah, they scouted it. They saw it. They saw it.
Do you like that we don't have the other Doom facet anymore? The one where you could sell the item? I'll hold that thought actually, because top lane. Infernal? Oh, what a reaction out of the BKB from the arrow before the spear. Instant Doom, and they're also going to be able to run down problems because Save was nearby. He did try and go for the deny. It was a nice attempt from Infernal, but not to be in the end. Maybe with the Serpent Wards used, they won't be able to turn this into Roche, or has Kiritich got enough?
Let's see, because he will not be playing. They can take Roche for sure. Mid lane gripped. They're gonna get another kill. And with this kill, they can go into the pit. It's much slower than it usually would be with the normal build on SF, but these races, they do eventually stack up. Well, Roche is going to have a lot of additional damage being taken by the Shadow Rays. SF is
Someone needs to tank it.
Yep.
Because there's kind of another fight going on, so the rest of the team can't really tank it. And now, hang on. This could be a bit awkward for Betboom. Is even going to Requiem as well for the extra damage and push him away. Infernal had the blink, but didn't want to jump in because also, I mean, they were really split in two minds. Morelli TP'd to the T2 tower top. He wasn't able to connect, and Problems also was running the opposite direction. So I feel like just all not really on the same page. I thought they could have fought that.
They could have. This could have been a disaster for Kiritich and the boys. He wasted everything, all of his resources. That was a very greedy way of taking Roshan. Just the two of them, and also all of the mana and all of the spells from SF. And you have a Medusa, by the way, a hero that can literally press stone gates and run into the pit. Like they could have, but they were just a little bit too slow because of the butterfly not being there. I think Bottega just didn't want to risk a fight pre-butterfly. Waiting for an item syndrome is something that hits all of us.
Absolutely does. And also going to add another kill to the tally. Infernal came through the portal. There was a nice setup from Save along with Kiritich. We did get the Wisdom Room sniped as well from Problems. They haven't gotten their own though, so it looks like it's going to be a 1-for-1.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
We'll try and make something happen on the map though from Yellow Submarine. A smoke from Problems and Morelli together. Let's try and swing their attention down to bottom. Infernal's going to TP in to set up as well. Now Save is the only person that's about to show inside the lane. Looks like they'll just get the easy kill on towards the Shadow Shaman. Obanas is a little bit too far away, unfortunately. Save wanting to try and set up a push potentially with the Serpent Wards, but they're going to now have to try and take this team fight without him. GPK finds an opening onto Hatred. First casualty here for Yellow Submarine. They also got the Nightmare onto MOUZ as well. Infernal, that will expire. They're going to wait to cancel the Fiend's Grip. Bottega has to use the Stone Gaze.
Is that a good
So not the best usage of it. I mean, you keep Infernal alive, I suppose, but if a further fight breaks out, you don't have your ultimate now. It doesn't look like there will be one, though.
They're still...
Radiant's top tower is under
okay, they're going to go back. Doom and SF. I'm looking at these two. They are the combo. Void Spirit as well, backing away, so okay. Stone Gaze used, they cancel the grip, they get the kill. In the end, it wasn't really that bad. We are playing with the 6k deficit and versus Aegis, so these kind of trades are not too bad for Yellow Submarine. They secured their Wisdom Shrine as well, right? And they managed to defend the tier 2, so... Actually, the Shrine was taken by Save, right? Yeah. So they didn't get the XP, but it's a 21-minute mark. It's whatever. It's important, but it's not game losing in any way.
the next big thing is the fact that Kiritich is going to have his BKB ready to go inside the team fight. Nice Bramble. Even better Spear as well for the jump in. Their spellcasting's not too bad at the moment from Dire. Now, they don't hold the Void Spirit inside the arena. The coil will break, however. They're going to have the damage inside GPK, but the stuns was actually the problematic thing there. So GPK is going to be okay. They do try and deal with problems down there south. They're holding Nero's Doom at the moment. He hasn't found the best angle for... Oh, man, what an Ice Pop. Hatred finds all three with the Macropyre as well. They're going to be able to kill off the Shadow Fiend. And it looks like Doom's trying to TPR. They will not take a team fight off the back of the respawn. Kiritich will Requiem to the TPR. The BKB should cover him. But, man, Yellow Submarine, even with the deficit showcasing, they've got the chops to be able to compete with Betboom inside these fights.
No, they definitely do. Like, they were poking a little bit, like, making them waste a couple of their spells. It even looked, to me, it looked really bad at the beginning for Yellow Submarine, because they were just not contesting. They're allowing this Mars to die way too many times, like 4 times in a row. If he gets gone on, he just dies. But this is the first time that they kind of counterplay it. I'm like, what are you waiting for? Like, you have a perfect Brambles, and then you're still running? But okay, they were waiting for the Medusa. They were setting things up a bit slower. And when she arrives, that's when they strike back and turn. This fight was absolutely won by Jakiro, by the way. You're spot on that. The last Ice Bat was just way too good, catching multiple heroes. But it's also the SF being unable to deal any damage besides his raises. At the moment, at least.
And that's a dream for a Jakiro play right there. Unfortunately, it's a bit difficult to get those Ice Paths, but when you're able to find a combo like that, man, it is somewhat satisfying indeed.
Ice Path is still one of the best spells in the game. The only problem is the backswing. That's why Rubik used to be like incredibly strong versus Jakiro, because you just steal the Ice Bat. When Jakiro was broken in the last patch, not in this one, and he was like unplayably broken, a lot of players attempted to counter him with the Rubik and failed miserably, because it wasn't really only the Ice Bat, it's like Liquid Fire, it's dual breath, he's just dominating the lane way too hard. I feel like for Rubik actually to be viable in any meaningful way, this guy either needs to be completely switched up to mid lane, or he needs to have a much stronger laning stage. It's the hero is so much fun. It's kind of sad that one of the main heroes of Dota is like never seeing the light of day, even in perfect games.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like it's when you think of position 4s, you think of Rubik's, like previous. We were speaking a couple of days ago, right, about position 4s, at least for me, being like more memorable in regards to the players, and the lots of them are exceptional Rubik players, and that hero is just. I also have this kind of thought process that I think Icefrog likes to keep the heroes that are entertaining in the meta. Earthshaker always pops up here and there.
For
I think
TI,
there's another one as well. Yeah, like these heroes, and I think Rubik's another one of them. But unfortunately, he's actually been out for quite some time.
For years, like years since Rubik was viable.
Problems? They know.
See them, yeah.
Absolutely, they do. Kataomi. Importantly, Kiritich along with Save is actually going to have enough time to be able to respond. Now, Kiritich hasn't TP'd just yet. I hope they don't have vision.
Nice attempt, but
I mean, it's
not
so
gonna fly.
greedy, though.
Yeah.
Oh!
You cannot. I mean, he started TPing immediately. There is no way Mars TPs and catches him by the time SF.
Yeah, but the fact he he blinked directly on him, it just spooked me for a second.
It was really close. I honestly think that this game is much easier to play for Yellow Submarine now. They're 5k behind, but I think the game is just the nature of their heroes. It's like you've got this Mars plus Medusa. You've got the arena to work with Lincolns on Puck, of course. It's like a no-brainer Lincolns game. It's going Parasma next. On the other side, you've got an SF that is going like this hybrid magic build, which I'm kind of not a big fan of in the current state of the game. I think they relegated themselves to minute 40 plus on Batman.
Do you think that if it didn't even go, if he went the more quote-unquote traditional build from Curitage, that it would have fared better versus the DOTA in the early game? Or just even Dire's lineup in the early game? Is that the thing?
I'm not sure. I feel like you make a fair point and the question is good. I think you could play a little bit of a different way. But let's see, maybe they find Medusa here. It would be a massive pick-off. She doesn't have shard yet.
Everyone else is quite some far away as well.
Yeah.
Have to commit everything if they want to get the kill onto Potato. It would be the first one of the game. Inferno's going to do his best to get rid of the Fiends group. Can they stay alive long enough? They're trying to get some separation, but surely with every single spell used, they'll bring down the carry. But the question is can they get more off the back of this? And they absolutely do. Not only just a second, but a third as GPK reaches behind the tower to get the Jakiro.
I mean, at this point, you gotta ask yourself, like, why is not a single hero of Dire next to the Medusa, right? Like, I think this is like a very fair question. A very good smoke, of course, from Batboom, but your Medusa is literally your only win condition in Yellow Submarine. You put all your eggs in that Medusa basket and then you threw it out of the window.
Scanning.
How could just before you said that you felt like this game was easy to play for Yellow Submarine at that stage, how big is like one DOTA death hold rally? No way, Kiritich is going to be able to get him. Nice. Oh, the Requiem is so satisfying when you're able to get a setup like that, especially on a hero like the Puck where really SF and Puck, you're not really getting solo kills like that.
This Silver Edge build on SF, by the way, like how many times, in how many games, whenever we see an SF, I said, yeah, this gives you that pick-off potential, that different sort of play, but it shouldn't work. It shouldn't work. Like, in every single game that we've been covering, it did not work. Like, at least it didn't work in this way. Silver Edge still adds a lot of other benefits to the hero, but you shouldn't be getting solo pick-offs like this. I think this is another slight inaccuracy, let's put it that way, by Yellow Submarine. Could have been playing around the puck maybe with some protection.
Jump straight into the ice path. You'll be able to buy him a couple of moments as well. Keep in mind they're taking the T5 without the puck. Once again, they're just going to try and doom the Medusa. So they don't care about the counter. They're just chucking every single spot because they know that Yellow Submarine have nothing else. If DOTA is dead, then what is left for them to win the team fight back-to-back occasions? But without Bottega, they are nothing. Hatred, again, is going to be the last person to die inside this team fight.
He just bought the shard, by the way, on Medusa. He's done. I mean, I think this shard first needed to come out a lot sooner. Second, it's a perfect jump from Batboom. Once again, Void Spirit just baiting everything out. Arena was not really on point. Medusa was literally out of it. And most importantly, SF could just hit her, right? Like, of course, he has a lot of mobility between the Blink and the Silver Edge, but this is all on Void Spirit. Just a perfect bait. This is one of those heroes that can go in, bait things out. SF actually blinks in first. So the Arena could have perhaps been a little bit better to cover for the Medusa's life while she was doomed. At least for a little while longer. I think Batboom right now, I stand by my opinion that Yellow Submarine's draft was easier to play. I think Batboom are just outplaying them in multiple circumstances, 3 times in a row now.
Yeah, because I feel like with your statement, we're not really getting a fair 5v5 fight where we get to see that come into play, which, you know, again, you got the pick off from the Medusa, which is massive props to Batboom previously, and then the solo kill from Kiritich onto Morales. So you're taking a 4v5 fight where things look pretty different. So now, unfortunately, you know, we're at a stage where it was in that 5k deficit that you were calling for Yellow Submarine to still be, you know, favored in this position. Now it's 17k instead.
It's 17. And props to Batboom. Like, they played to the strengths of their draft, and that's really what happened. Like, when you're looking at Yellow Submarine, with a 5k deficit, this team is invincible if they ball up. But they weren't balling up. They were trying to greed out the map, and they got punished for it. They got punished by a Kaya Yasha SF with a silver edge. It's literally the best thing that he can do on the map is get solo pick-offs. It's quite a lot, by the way. The kill on Medusa was massive, but the kill on Puck, I would say, it was even bigger.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I guess still, how does high ground look though? What's going on? We got the kill onto Mr. Hatred. GPK off the back of the amplified damage. Save is also spying someone else as well. We got a couple solo kills across the map. All right.
It's a really smart play from them once again. Like they have a very defensive ward down in the Radiant bottom river, and they utilized it. But they also understand that they will, some split pushes, some farming on your side of the map needs to happen. So they went back and caught the stragglers. Crazy win probability, by the way, considering the state of the game.
What do we got?
It
True,
was like
72%.
Yeah, like you replace Medusa with any other carry, and this is like a 99% win rate. Win probability, that is.
Okay, so how did the fight tend to look differently here for Yellow Submarine now with this deficit, and of course into the ages as well? What is the ideal fight for them?
The ideal fight is probably on the high ground at this point. On the high ground where you can set up the arena a little bit easier, maybe bait out the SF a little bit too deep. Whatever fight you take right now is not going to be that simple anymore. You're 20k behind. Doom has Octarine on top of the BKB and Shivas, so he's able to just jump in behind. And yeah, Shadow Raises now apply damage, so he can right-click you, quote-unquote right-click you even through the arena. And it's like a massive amount of damage to BKB on Shadow Shaman. I mean, how do the fights look now? They look hard. Whatever way you look at it, they look hard. Stone Gaze and
They
Prey.
might be given that opportunity with the high ground. This is just what they can do pretty easily here if you bet them. Serpent Ward's down, put Kiritich on the low ground. So you could look for a spear back, but you've got Save who's going to be in a position with the Hex. We've seen him so far be really quick to reactions. They don't even have everyone back inside the base as well. Save's actually going to jump. Once again, going towards the Douta. They're a little bit too late here in the defensive arena. And Bottega just doesn't have enough to be able to withstand the full onslaught. It's a great spear to push them away, but no buyback on the Douta. And this is looking like too much objective damage by the looks of it. It'll be a full set of barracks down bottom. They can swing to mid if they want to next.
Was a nice attempt to defend, by the way. Roshan banner taken down by the Manta, covered by the Ice Spat. The Illusions were able to take it down, but of course, what came afterwards was a different deal completely. This Shadow Shaman just playing fearless up front.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower.
Not a lot of attack speed on SF. Like, he still has quite a bit, but these Raxes are falling a little bit slower than in some other games. They still get two sides. It's still a very good play by Batboom, 27k ahead. Every single fight is going to look the same, it seems like. Just jump the Medusa. They have more than enough spells to pop the Lincolns and the Shard now on her. BKB on both the Bane and the Shadow Shaman.
Why is it different in a game like this, and even previously where they could just Doom the Douta? Because again, the Douta is a very hard counter to the Doom. Is it just the fact like the rest of Dai's 4 heroes do nothing by themselves?
Pretty much, yeah. Like, as long as you isolate her and kill her off, that's all you gotta do. Like, as long as you shut her down. What's the build so far from her? She's got Daedalus. Like, Daedalus Butterfly, she hits hard, but at this point, when you're 30k behind, she's very manageable. Double damage as well.
Infernal. Oh man, what reactions out of save. And our GPKs can be in as well. All eyes on the Deucer and Bottega. If he can actually finally get a free team fight. But the Fiend's group's not going to last too long. So Katom is in a little bit of danger. Meanwhile, the Shadow Fiend as well is vulnerable. Tries to get a defensive workman off for the Satanic as well. He hasn't really been able to right-click too many heroes, but he's not dead, importantly. And meanwhile, finally the Doom will come out onto Bottega. And with that, MOUZ, it's pretty much the fight over. And what looks like the game to be over as well. Yellow Submarine gonna have to call it quits 38 minutes in.
GG's. You know what, like, at the end of this game, I think I saw, like, the one possibility and one itemization mistake as well from Yellow Submarine. It's never a fun lane for Ember. You do naturally buy a vessel, and it's a really good vessel game, but when are you going to get it is the question.
Yeah, and there's a big difference with Vessel into Huskar than the Necro. I mean, Huskar is going to have built-in Dispel. So, let's see. Another thing that would take me a little bit to recognize as well, but Bepim, you know, the GPK actually the one that's drafting. So, I know what they... Of course, Bulk was their previous coach and they had RMN for a little bit to start the season, but...
They have their coach there. He's there behind them. I saw him. That's their manager. No, I'm like 95% sure that's their manager. Can I be honest? I know the guy, and I always say hi to him, but I can never remember the nickname. I feel bad.
I haven't. I've seen him at events. I just haven't. Yeah.
But I'll tell you in a bit. I feel really bad about this now.
But dude, I'm horrible with names. I don't know what's happened. I've like lately, I feel I don't know, I'm getting old too quickly or something.
You
My brain's just
more.
not been.
It's just more sleep. Like the second day of Wallachia as well. Like I wasn't getting enough sleep. You couldn't remember some names. It's just sleep, man. Refresh that brain of yours. It's gonna tick better.
See if the players have rested up. You're important for Yellow Submarine. Are they going to be able to come into today? Or come into this game and potential later series as well? What can Morelli do with the Ember? We have seen, you know, yesterday, right? GPK played the Invoker against the Viper. He had 7 last hits at 7 minutes in the game, but he was still able to end that game with the most net worth. Maybe Morelli can have a similar fate.
Would be nice. I'm, of course, an absolutely unbiased caster, but damn would I like to see a Huskar get bodied mid lane. He's not going to, of course. He's probably going to get some solo kills even.
Speaking of kills,
that's a good one. And a very unnecessary kill, by the way, for the Warlock. I feel like Tiny with Avalanche plus Necro should not usually have kill potential. They did this time.
how would you like the Necro to itemize specifically with the offlane Necro instead of maybe some of the mid Necros? Is it still pretty similar in regards to like the scepter that you were mentioning?
I don't think it is. I feel like you need a bit more of a team-based build. Maybe even some utility items. Not sure what he's going to buy. Like, there was a meta when Necro was played offlane and he went specifically Greaves from the off. Like, now that the Greaves are cheap, I know they're not a Necro item anymore, but maybe an option, you know? You can play around your team with them. You can play the game really quickly. Because I don't think the team needs to be like a Radiance bot, you know, from the offlane.
Did you want like a Greaves the same game though because of the Dispel? I mean, there's a lot you can Dispel. The Ember with the chains, the Vestal, the Dark Willow, the Fatal Bonds as well. So is this actually still something that has value in a game like this?
I think it does, but when I look at him, he's queued up. He's queued up phases. So if you're going phases, you're absolutely not going Greaves. I guess that won't be the case. As long as you get the shards very early on, I think that's the item that you kind of want on Necro as a core. Warlock top lane again. It's another kill maybe.
Cool. Does get a bunch of health back and has the Shadow Ward already given over to him. So, I don't know, but Taker wins this. Don't you just take a little bit more damage than you actually dish out?
Embers.
Hang on, what's going on? There's a 3-minute Ember Spirit rotation, but you got to do what you got to do when you're versing a Huskar. And I want Morelli to tip the Huskar now. This is where you tip GPK. Oh, come on, bro. What are we doing now?
What do you mean you tip him? You literally left the lane.
No. He got a kill. Left the lane, killed his offlaner. This is where you tip GPK. It's like, yeah, cool rotation, bro. Mirror this.
Comes back, gets zoned out immediately.
No.
Look, this guy should not have a dispel on his facet. Like, it should not be a thing. Please, someone, stop this madness. Like, who is it that's close to Ice Rock, close to Gaben, that's also a Huskar spammer? Like, give me the name. I want to know who it is. There is someone. It has to be. There has to be.
Yeah, I don't know. Someone favors this hero a little bit too much. There's a couple others you can maybe think of as well that, you know, there's their favor over there.
Yeah. I don't know. If we are taking everyone's brokenness away from this game, then take Huskars as well. Like, I don't know how every other hero, more or less, is not broken anymore. Not something that I like, by the way. I'm a big broken enjoyer. I loved it when we had Dota with 15 broken heroes at the same time, and then it's a battle of which one is more broken. Is it a Spectre carry, an Io carry, a Meepo, a Tinker? Again, Ember.
Once again. Importantly, they need to get Miero, though, really, for this movement to work out. But the Ghost Shroud's going to minimize some of the damage, so they have to turn their attention overwards save.
He's got Slide.
Give him the Lotus. And yeah, they're going to get him off the back of the site. Now, can they also chase for more? Because the chance is back up. Again, tip the Huskar. Who cares? You got a double. He's got a killing spree. Has he got more net worth? No, he doesn't. He's still like 700 behind.
Yeah, there's no way. The creeps just give a little bit too much, even with all the kills. He's doing fine, though. Like 1800, 1900 net worth. Huskars. There we go.
Yeah. Bottom lane. Got some fights going on there. Kiritich not going to go down here for the damage in the Shadow Realm, and it actually will be problems instead. This is the Warlock come through the portal. Unfortunately, there's not really much a Warlock's going to be able to do. I say that. Tries to chuck some spells. He forces a TP out from Kiritich, so it's something.
Yeah, doesn't get the kill, but it's good. It prevents her from farming. There's also a full wave under the towers, so it's going to be for Kataomi instead of the Kiri Muerta. And this is the moment where the lane becomes like no, every moment is impossible for Ember here, but this is like once Huskar hits 6, you cannot approach the lane anymore because you're just dead. Like you're dead to the ulti. Even with Sleight of Fist, you cannot dodge. Like you will die. He's gonna get on top of you. So from this point onwards, the mid lane is done. It's over.
Yeah. And I think the problem is the fact that bottom lane is actually more done than mid. Infernal is getting destroyed here with the double ranged.
Yep. They didn't block the small camp as well, so the creeps are also dying. It's not only that he's not getting any last hits, it's that he's not getting experience either. He's level 4.
Is the lane supposed to go this poorly?
Yeah, pretty much. I think Dark Willow plus Brew have some kill potential, but it's very strong lane on the other side. Like Muerta is already strong enough. A lot of easy right clicks from distance, plus Jakiro. It's hard lane.
Well, you're going to TP problems in, but I feel like you need to bring more resources.
They both die, literally. If there's a fight against Huskar, they will both die here.
So what's the point of just one person being here? We're going to have to see some more. And when are they going to pop out? Because if you don't do it too shortly, you're just going to lose your Ember. Now you fed GPK that streak as well. Oh boy.
Now you tip him back. Thanks for the streak, Bozo.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Nice hero to have in front of the Jakiro as well. You just liquid fire up some of the towers. We'll probably see Kataomi look to move on top next. I wonder if he actually does continue to stay bottom if they want to shut down Infernal even more. What would you do now if you're Kataomi? You know, you've done your job, you took mid, you got also the power room. Do you go top for the tower or continue to play with Kiritich?
Dire's middle tower.
I think they can take bottom tier 1 tower first.
Okay.
Maybe it's an easier tower to even take. Let's see. Bot or top, it depends on Necro. Like, does he want to lane or not? Okay, he's going back top to lane, so I think Jakiro will follow as well. But bottom lane was also free game, because you'd have Huskar rotating in. Let's see, I mean, both are very valid options. Like, you have Murta 6, you have Necro 6. And the lanes are super easy to pressure. Lotus, by the way, being the build on Necro instead of the Greaves that we thought he might go for.
Bottom lane, Infernal, still trying to soak his level 6, but I don't know if the Deadshot actually saw him. I don't believe... They're pinging out pretty much exactly where he is, so TPs are going to come through, but again, if you're not there straight away, you're just going to lose your core, and before you can really respond, they brought the lifesteal through the portal. We've seen what they've been able to do previously with the Ancient Thunderhide, and well, they're going to be able to get a kill thanks to that, and now Morelli as well has held 2 into place problems, doesn't have a Bramble Sword for another 5 seconds. Here comes a random Warlock slowing him down here with a Blood Grenade, but Miera will try and TP in. The extra health coming through for the Death Pulse enough, and now they got the chains along with the Scythe. That'll cut down Bottega. Problems. He's going to be able to scurry away, but yeah, importantly, losing the life of the Lifestealer.
And it was so nice. Like, it was such a nice counterplay to get the Huskar at least. He was setting that up for quite some time on the Lifestealer, but yeah, baited. Went a little bit too deep. 2 for 2 in the end. Like, you lose your offlane and safe lane for Jakiro plus Huskar. Not the best trade for Yellow Submarine, but at least they didn't immediately lose the bottom tier 1 tower.
Yellow Submarine are no strangers to this Huskar and kind of gameplay, though. We actually covered one of their games. It was day 1 where Yellow Submarine versus PVISION, and they had that was the Lifestealer game I was thinking about, where they played really well off the back of the Infest.
And they played versus Huskar as well, right? Like that.
Yes,
was,
they
that
did.
Was the game, yeah. It was Huskar and what was
Void Spirit mid.
Void Spirit mid. Yeah.
So that game we were mentioning about maybe the ones, there were some dicey Roche moments where he seemed a little bit not as comfortable as what GPK like is currently showing.
Yeah, not like this, basically.
Triple bash. Boring.
He is backing out.
But they know, though. Yeah, and this is exactly the thing here that we saw from them previously with the Lifestealer. They do an exceptional job at running the Ancient just into the middle and makes it very difficult for the other side and how they can play. They'll scout up Roche. It is very low, but wow, come on, guys. I don't know now. Oops, save. As soon as they see the Lifestealer pop out of that Ancient creep, I think they're going to feel pretty safe with going back into Roche. I say that. What do we got? We got Rock. They have some ultimates as well. They got the Dark Willow ultimates. Infernal has his split. So maybe this isn't as wow, they used the Rock super early. Terrorize is going to fly out as well. They got the damage inside the middle. GPK, he's going to be able to step away. So they kited out their ultimates. They didn't lose anyone. It's still a pretty good change, but you just see this 0 damage at all from Yellow Submarine. Do it. Whoa, the bruise net worth. Oh my god.
Don't look at it. At least he's, you know, he's rushing Agnes. He's not going Midas, anything like that. Just straight up Axe build on the Brew.
Top lane, they're starting to make a play first here from Yellow Submarine, but looks like Radiant are well aware of this, so they actually wanted to try and connect to top first because they're already in the neighborhood. Willow will TP up, but the backline catch is going to be there. Sable toss the Emperor over towards GPK, but they're lacking some of the control, and Lifesteal also put in first and get away. So nonetheless, though, Betboom will be able to convert into a tier 1 tower, so continuing to grow this massive net worth lead.
There's something funny about Lifestealer running away in a melee creep and spamming the Master is here in old chat. Alone with my rage. Yeah, he truly is. He's the only one kind of keeping up with the net worth, right? Like he's 5.1k on the Lifestealer. Very close to the Radiance as well. Like very close to the Relic, not very close to the Radiance. He's sitting on 3k gold. It's not the worst timing though, of course, for him. His teammates, however, are struggling to find that first item to make themselves active. At least the Vessel will be there soon. The thing is, like, this Vessel is almost at the same time as Necro's Lotus. Lotus is up in what, 600 gold? It's really quick. Usually when you buy a Vessel, you want to use it a couple of times before Dispels come, before Yules, Lotus, Greaves comes online on certain heroes, but he's not going to have that luxury. And he has no charges on it anyway, by the way. Time to seppuku to the creeps somewhere.
Well, you gotta do what you gotta do. You will have to rule in that KDO though, that 312 kill count. It's looking pretty good, but yeah. Well, how are you gonna get some Vessel charges? You need some free kills on the map then, but there's no real easy freebies. Importantly, Kiritich has also just farmed up his Maelstrom, so he has his farming accelerate now with maxed out Gunslinger. And we'll see what they want to continue to do the map now for 2 minutes on Betboom. From objective to objective. Kiritich. He's going to get some help coming through with the TPs. Dark Willow will force reactions. Very nicely done. It is a minor thing which slowly does the map, because I mean we're starting to see Saber and Miero actually push into the jungle of Yellow Submarine. They were shortly going to have the Husker that would connect, but now he's on the opposite side, so continue to waste some of the Aegis time.
Yeah, it's a nice play. It's actually a pretty cool play, especially if they manage to make something happen with the smoke on top. It's like you force a rotation down bottom, you instantly TP out, go top. It's like, yeah, strategically and map play is really nice. They know he's here. They didn't see each other because of the smoke, but they know he's there. Now they see him. Good.
But they need the easier first kill. Got to get that Spirit Vessel charge up, and that will come through off the back of finding Save in the middle lane. So nicely done. Okay. I still don't even know if they have the Vessel, if they can kill the Necro if he purges it off. So we'll see.
Probably not because of the Lotus, right? But Omi does deny the haste. Oh, if they stuck around, this could have been a nice kill, but Necro is very close to. Yeah, with the Persian Lotus, with the Vessel, you're probably not taking the Necro down, even with the Vessel charge now. You need Brew. Brew is actually not too terrible into Necro, because you can dispel Ghost Shroud. You can dispel it with the Wind Panda. So something that they can maybe play around, and he's what, 800 gold away from the Aghanims. Midas plus Ags on Brew is usually around this time, by the way, like 17-18 minute mark, sometimes a bit later. So the impact that this hero would have had if he had a really good lane in the upcoming fights is literally the same, you know, because he rushed the Aghanims. It's just that he will not scale as well.
Which is somewhat of a problem, because we've really seen the Brews take a pretty big hit as the game goes on. It feels like that Midas helps you get towards that second and third item a little bit faster, you know, before some of the enemy team have a way to deal with you, and of course that will very much come through off the form of the Muerta. Kiritich has finally had enough of this bottom side of the map. Felt like he's been there for, you know, the first 17 minutes of the game, the entirety of this game. So now it goes back over the triangle. We'll farm up a stack. Got Miero farming freely in the middle lane. And they've got a pretty clean split at the moment where they are really not worried. I mean, they're just maximizing their farm on Bet Boom. What do we got on the live still? It's gonna go Armlet BKB as his item of choice. So we did see again in that previous game when he was playing the live still, though, a little bit more active plays with the Infest, but I feel like it's not going to be a possibility with the current game state. We do have a bit of blink as well on save, so we are gearing up for a fight. I guess is the thing about that super early Roshan from BetBoom is that they're not really able to get a whole lot with it, and they got the objectives importantly, but they won't have the ages now for a Tormentor fight if they even want to consider about contesting it on Yellow Submarine. I mean, that's a different question.
I think they do. I think they will contest it. Like there is not a lot more that they have to hope for or wait for. Like Ember, of course, is not ready, but this game he's never going to be ready from just looking creeps. There is one thing that they could possibly wait for, and that's level 12 on Brew. He doesn't have it. It's a huge power spike. Top lane, Honey with a blink.
Run into problems. But Taker's even thinking about maybe trying to move on forward. Inferno's even got a TP in as well, but not much they can do to protect their position 4, so it's going to be guaranteed 4v5. Look, he'll be up as soon as Tormentor spawns if they can TP in and maybe straight away run towards Yero, but Betboom will probably stick around. Yeah,
Betboom probably takes Storm a bit too quickly. Like, he will be up, but he will not be able to make it there most likely. Let's see. They are moving in the direction without smoking up even. I'm not sure that this objective is so massively important for them. Like, you have a Tiny and a Jakiro's shards. They're not game-changing. They're good shards. I mean, one is bad, the other one is all right. They want to smoke up, okay?
What they do, but they're going to be in a position where the smoke's going to pop inside the lane where they have an observer as well.
Infest?
Full information that they can work with. Infest is going to give them an opportunity to use the intelligence. The run at the Necrophos with the Primal Split used early means that Miero can't really rely on the Ghost Route, so they just want to cyclone him up instead. But what's the call? They've been able to find them where to over towards the other side, but the Terrorize going to zone him away. They'll drop the rock as well, but where's your damage coming inside the team fight? Yeah, we're really seeing how rough this net worth deficit is at the moment from Yellow Submarine, and they're going to have to try and escape as best as they can, but Save will find one. Looks like everyone else has been able to split away. Problems doesn't have TP, and this is not a very good spot to be hiding, especially if they're going to be going Tormentor, because they'll see you pretty shortly as soon as they hit that. Like, what do you do? I don't know. That's a rough one.
Yeah. He doesn't have TP. It's still on cooldown, right? So another Reaper Sight stack for the Necro. He's got 2 now. Let's see who gets the shard. Maybe they're lucky and Tiny gets it, yeah. I mean, Yellow Submarine are lucky that Tiny got it. Not really the best shard out there. With Yellow Submarine are really struggling with not just the net worth. I feel like net worth is definitely bad. 13k difference 20 minutes in is rough, but their catch is just bad. Their catch versus this Lotus, it's all roots, like everything. You have Warlock Golem to work with and that's it. If it doesn't connect onto multiple heroes, like even if it does, it's not really the longest stun in the game. It's more of a BKB separation making stun. When someone BKBs and runs at you and you put that Warlock down there and you run away or you buy yourself some time. Versus these guys on Betboom, it's just not enough right now. They have so many dispels. Like, you have a Lotus, 2 dispels on Huskar, you have a dispel on Muerta, which is built in her ulti as well. So you're basically working with 4 dispels versus only roots on the other side. Hello?
Saviors ran into a random warlock. They
That's
had
a
a
ward.
ward inside the... Yeah.
To your health.
Kadomian?
Cheer up.
Okay, not a high ground. He's got to be able to run up by himself by the looks of it.
A little bit optimistic from him to run headfirst into uphill without vision. Mid lane, Ember has no remnants.
They got the side that... Wow, that's a lot of damage coming out. Okay. Wasn't expecting it to be that much actually throughout just the one side.
They read that he had no remnants left. Very nicely done. He had one to the left side, but it won't really separate himself.
No way, they're really gonna try and smoke a fight this? The Black Dragon's about to die as well with the rock. Does connect
Silence.
onto multiple, but GPK is gonna be able to stand his ground with a BKB. Inferno trying to control Kiritich over the left side. Meanwhile, you've also got some other problems as well with the supports. They're gonna get burnt out. Miero and Katomi can do it by themselves. It's a double kill for the Jakiro. Inferno has to run away for the remaining duration of that primal split, and this game is continuing to get pretty goddamn grim.
It's looking very unbelievable right now. I think they have one more fight in them, and that's it. And that fight needs to start with the BKB on Lifestealer. He doesn't have it yet. He's queuing it up, but it's like, does this item truly change the game? It doesn't. It just allows you to maybe take a fight. And it's like a hope and a prayer that you'll have some incredible Fatal Bonds and an incredible Brewmaster ult. But Lifestealer with the BKB next is not really, you know, there's no oomph in the damage to take down the Huskar that easily. It will allow him to right click at least.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
It's true. You're kind of just going to be slapping GPK though. You're also losing your base too, so unfortunately it might take a little bit too long to get towards these items. They got a T2 tower mid at least, so it's just going to be more than likely a full set of barracks mid.
Dire's bottom towers are under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They're already going to start to set up to try and get this mid lane shoved out. So let's see if they even go high ground mid after the tier 2 if they feel like they need the banner.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They have options, right? At this point, that boom, they don't really have to wait for absolutely anything. If they want to, they can. They can wait for the Satanic as well to be completed on Huskar.
Dire's middle tower
Is
has fallen.
not quite there yet, and there's the tier 2 top. Ember did a pretty good job at pushing, so at best you're getting 2 sides here. You cannot push top as well.
Unfortunately, they're going to lose their ward on the low ground that scouts out some of the backline supports. How do you mount this defense? You're going to have to do something pretty crazy here. Trying to bait a potential jump in with the life break from problems, but your Shadow Realm's now over. Don't they just kill you? What?
Shadow Word will keep him alive most likely, yeah. He does have enough HP to survive through all of that. Aegis is still up for 2 extra minutes. I heard an infest. Who did he infest? Where
Yeah,
is
it's
he?
in the
He's an
Ember.
Ember. Yeah. It's like...
Yeah, it's...
yeah.
Dire's middle barracks.
It's not really an infest that works. There's no way. Especially when you're playing from behind, infesting your ally is an all-in play, right? Like you gotta go in together on the right target. And right now there is no right targets. And the Crimson Guard, of course, has been up on the Necro for quite some time. He's going for Holy Locket next, by the way. Just some extra heals to be applied by him.
Dude, I don't know if you're watching the face cams of Bedroom, but they look bored right now.
Radiant are
They genuinely look bored. It's like, oh, this is just a walk in the park, 22k lead, we necro huskard them. How demoralizing this would be. To potentially be eliminated off the back of these heroes. Ugh.
It's very demoralizing. Very. I'll tell you. But at the same time, I feel like these kind of games fill you with spite more than anything else. You know, it's like you're demoralized for a second, and then you remember that you lost to Necro Huskar. It fills you with anger. I hope that they get some morale out of this in the end. Smoking up from behind. Let's see.
Yeah, one last ditch attempt. Kiritich isn't here currently. So if you're going to take a team fight without them wet, so it's not going to be too bad. Save's also not a bad start to the team fight as well, dealing with some of their control. Now they're going to try and turn to GPK, but GPK's almost just back up to full. And we've got to keep in mind as well, he's got the Aegis. He just stands his ground, but takeable burnout. Morelli's not moving as well.
Тихонечко себе ведем.
Uh-oh.
It looked...
Да, так работает Dota.
GPK just said, I won't kill you, or attack. And Mirella is like, I don't care.
Lucky. He didn't left it.
He didn't kill him. He saw that he was AFK. Something happened there, like maybe some lag or something, but it doesn't really matter. In the end, the game is over. They had that one fight in them with the BKB on Lifestealer. They waited for it. Honestly, the fight couldn't have started any better. Like the way...